and welcome to another demonstration of First Person Shooter Creator Reloaded. I thought I'd do a quick stress test this time, I'll say quick, it's not been quick. I spent all day yesterday messing around with this level, so it's not quick. I experienced many crashes, many problems, and I've actually had to go back to an earlier level with this because I was getting serious performance issues. But now it's not too bad. It's running reasonably well. It's still not exactly what you'd call game playing performance if it was a fast-paced shooter you was playing, which obviously this is first-person shooter creator, so generally most people are going to be making that. It wouldn't really be particularly viable at the moment with this speed, but obviously you could lower the settings down, speed up. This is on full everything at the moment, so you know it's not coping too badly considering the age of my system. And obviously, like I say, there's plenty of improvements to be made yet, but you can see the graphics are pretty nice. Nice and dramatic looking sky there, suits the scene well. I thought it was quite nice. I was looking for that sort of colour. You can see the grass, plenty of trees. I've got a good forest sort of setup looking. It's gonna be a struggle to fill the entire scenes with this stuff, on my system anyway. I mean, I've pretty much filled it as well as I could before it started crawling. So this is pretty much as big as you can get on my Q6600 with my GTX 260 and 8GB of RAM. I had a few issues with memory as well, and array out of bounds crashes occasionally, well not occasionally, a lot. I think it's obviously something getting messed up. I'm hoping it's not a memory issue. I'm hoping I'm not been running out of memory occasionally, because I'm hoping there's going to be a lot more capacity in this version, because obviously there was a limit to about 1.9 gig in the original, something like that. Which is pretty poor for, you know, something with these sort of visuals now. We need to have plenty of memory available. So yeah, the rocks in the distance there, and virtually all the assets in this are all out of the old first-person shooter creator model packs, so we can see that work. At least the static ones do anyway. The characters definitely don't work at the moment. They do some strange things, walking around with their arms out, looking quite silly. Quite amusing for a second, but yeah, I was like, oh no, you know, I've never used these characters in anything. I've been waiting for this, and oh, I do that. But yeah, hopefully that'll be sorted, or there'll be some way around it in the future. But yeah, it's looking pretty nice. I think it looks nice. I've noticed one of the biggest performance issues are with grass. Obviously the lighting and shadow effects are quite major as well, but the grass, at certain points you can really speed up the system massively by knocking the grass off completely. I didn't have some major improvement just dropping it down, but if you turn it off it did speed things up quite nicely. Yeah, you can see I've sort of run out there. This is where I was starting to work on. I've done a lot more work up here on a later level, but unfortunately, like I say, the performance was just terrible. I'll just give up trying to get it working. No matter what I did, I went around deleting all the grass everywhere just to try and see if it'd speed things up, but something had happened and it was not liking it. So yeah, you can see the model packs look reasonably good. I like them. Still look quite impressive. Work nicely, which is good, because you know I've got a lot of model packs, and if I'm messing around with stuff, I definitely need them. I've been waiting for something to, you know, the outside scenes in the original first-person shooter creator were a little bit limited. You know, it was always flat land, unless you actually had some sort of segment that had hills and things, but it wasn't the best. It was difficult. So I had quite a few outdoor bits and pieces, but it never looked that good just on flat land all the time, so I never really used them. Now with this, hopefully I'll be able to start using them a bit more. Like little cities and villages. Well, perhaps not cities, I haven't got enough objects for that. It would be very samey looking city. Here's me messing with the graphics options here. Didn't actually make much difference while I was recording, I was quite surprised. Yeah, so you can see, even on an old system, you can run a fairly nice scene. Obviously on a newer system you'll be able to do a bit more. But let's say one problem I think is the actual size of the maps. There's no way I could fill a map up with anything like scenery. You know, an entire huge, the full size of the map. You just wouldn't have a hope. It would just absolutely crawl at that point. From my experience, I may have a play and test that theory out, just with some basic stuff. Yeah, that's occurred to me. I'm gonna try that. Apart from the fact, every time you reload the level, it's got the old textures in. So I'll just reload. I'll load up first-person shooter creator, and this terrain is there, just there already. It's a bit of a pain, but you know, again, it's a beta. I'm sure that'll be fixed in the next patch. Yep, very pretty, very pretty. I thought the rocks looked quite nice. Strange coloured, I suppose, but you know, adds a bit of variety to the terrain. You don't just want to use terrain for things like that. You definitely want to be using objects. That's how other games do it, to get real detail. There's only so much you can get into a terrain. Yeah, it works quite nicely. Forest's quite big. Like I say, can't get much more than that. I did make it a lot more woody, but it couldn't cope. Couldn't cope with that. And yeah, and the collision's a little bit dicey on the asset packs. Can't get anywhere near the trees, and you can't get in this building either. Doesn't let you in. So obviously it's using some pretty basic collision at the moment for that. But again, hopefully that'll be fixed and sorted out. Otherwise the building's going to be a bit strange when you can't go in them. Yeah. Another asset pack one? No. It doesn't look perfect, there's something not quite right about it, I think, with the lighting, but still not bad. Suits the scene reasonably well. You could obviously alter it slightly, I suppose. Yeah, there's not much more to say. I thought I'd show you what it's like with a proper stress test. That's a pretty serious scene for my system to be running. And it copes with it reasonably well. Like I said, there are issues, but it might be just something that happened while I was working on the level. For instance, I lost the church at one point, so I tried to move it up and down, using page up, page down, but I was inside the church. I couldn't see it was moving. Thought it hadn't moved, then when I escaped out of it, I'd lost the church because I obviously took it down under the terrain by 60 miles or something. So yeah, that was a bit odd. Taking a quick stroll around still, just looking at the different parts of the landscape, the trees. I think I'll go into the middle there. But yeah, it's not bad. It's got work needed. But I'm quite impressed. It's still looking really nice. So until next time, I'll catch you later.